Happy Aloha Friday, everyone. Yay. Long weekend.
Happy Good Friday. And it's going to be Easter.
No, it's still Aloha Friday. Easter.
I'm going to set the intention that we have a really positive recording because this is a fun 3-day weekend usually for most people. In Hawaii, we get Good Friday off too. And we just had Kuhio Day off last weekend, so it's a short week.
You Hawaiians and your holidays. Come on now. Share the love. We need to get it out there.
I think the kids appreciate that because their school
We need to petition for more holidays.
Their school week is so short.
That's great. Honestly, if I grew up in Hawaii, I don't think I would probably go to school 3 days a week. Like that sounds about normal. I mean, I think that's a fair compromise. I'd be at the beach all the time. I'm practicing water sports.
Okay.
It's a subject.
Yeah, sure. Actually, they have paddling. They have swim team. I played volleyball. I wish I had known that there were more water sports. I didn't want to go swimming because it was at the pool. You know, if it was like in the ocean, it would have been different.
Well, I mean, isn't paddling in the ocean? Don't they have surfing too?
They do have
like a surfing team.
There is surfing teams.
Yeah. See, that's so badass. Like, what do? I'm on the surfing team for my high school. Like that would be so fun.
That would be so fun. You know
so
what?
Fun.
Hawaii does have one more thing: golf courses. We have such. I don't know why we have so many golf courses, but if you take golf as one of your sports, you get free golf lessons. You know,
that's pretty cool.
While you're playing, and you get to play for free. So, if I could give any advice to any parents who have kids in high school. I doubt that there are high schoolers who listen to us. We're probably too boring for them. But take golf. If I could just say take golf because you get to go to a really pretty place and you get to... Because golf lessons are expensive and you don't want to pay for that as an adult. Mm-hmm. And I
feel like, you know...
Did you do sports?
I did. I did every sport except volleyball, which I think is really funny because you played only volleyball.
No, I did
in
softball,
Texas,
volleyball, and golf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maya, I hate to tell you, but those are like all the lesbian sports, but that's fine. You just missed soccer. Like, that's great. But it's funny. In Texas, we have a variety of sports, but the one that I wish that my high school had was definitely lacrosse because I love lacrosse. So I dabbled a little bit in college. Mm-hmm. I played on varsity soccer team in college as well. And, in high school, I tried tennis. I tried swimming. I tried soccer, wrestling, bowling, and a few other sports, softball, all the things. Like I wanted to just try everything to see what I could do. But with marching band, jazz band, all the honors courses, like there was just, my mom was like, you need to tone it down. Like you need to hone it in.
That's a lot of
like
extra.
What is your favorite?
Extracurriculars. That's a lot.
Well, I mean, we were told to always like pack it in, right? Like pack it in as much as possible. You want to make your resume and your applications look amazing. I mean, it did make me look amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like I had, everything that they were looking for. It's just, I think I was spread very thin in high school. So that translates a lot to my real life now is that I'm spread so thin doing all these things that I'm interested in. But I think it also helps me because I have the capacity to handle it all. Yeah, because I can't say I would advise it's a very good thing. So
no, but there's a lot that you can push yourself in, especially a high school setting. You can balance all the extracurriculars. You can, along with school and your grades and things like that, classwork, which would translate in real world after would be like your job time and then like your after work time.
Right. I mean, a lot of us stay busy because we want our lives to feel filled, but I can say that the burnout is like real. So I don't always encourage people to try so many different things at once, but I encourage you to be curious about the world.
And just try it.
There's nothing wrong with being curious.
Just try it.
Yeah,
nothing hurts to try things. I mean, I tried jiu-jitsu for a few years and...
that's pretty badass. I'm not going to lie.
I did hula for many years, on and off. But then when I did hula plus paddling, And I would literally run off the beach, run and speed to Hula. And I would always get in trouble because I always had sand on my feet. So I had to like rinse off with the
Well, you know what? I would say, you doing those two things was pretty amazing. Like, I felt like you were busy. And both of them were high pressure because if you were not there, you would not make like a certain,
you wouldn't make the boat
crew or whatever.
And you wouldn't get to dance in the show. So they were.
Yeah, my dog just came up here huffing and puffing. Sorry. So that's going to be on the recording. Did you come up here and huff puff? Anyway, come here. Chippy says hello.
Oh, Chippy. Chippy Chips.
Chippy, make a guest sound on the thing. Come on. Okay, that was his chest. He made like a little guest noise. He's so fun. Sorry.
So
anyway, I hear a bell coming too.
Oh no! Oh, they're all coming.
They're all coming. Hi, Auntie Bye.
Wait, I'm gonna take a picture.
I'm still waiting for the bell to come in. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Yeah. When you were running, like sometimes I'd see you at practice and you'd be like, I gotta go. I'm like, where are you going? It's dinner time. Yeah. Like, it's time to eat. You're like, I gotta go to Hula. I'm like, and then I'd be sad because I wouldn't see you till like 10 o'clock at night. I'd be like, where are you? I missed you.
Yeah.
And I loved like being able to text you and be like, hey, come hang out. And you'd be like, I'm coming on that side of the house. Give me a minute.
Oh. That was the day. Those were the days. Okay.
The days.
Well, my house is filled now with my brother, his children. So my nephews are here. So Easter is coming up. You have three nieces. Three. So Easter egg hunts are kind of a big thing. And now that the COVID restrictions are getting less, I think in Hawaii we're at tier 3 still. And you guys are all free in Texas. So you guys must have like...
Yeah, it's open to everybody.
Like I remember as a kid, the big Easter egg hunts, that would be put on by different local community things. And then just the ones at home. I would actually get 2 because my parents would drag me to some social club thing and we'd do it there. And then they'd have a children's day or activity. Mm-hmm. And then we'd have our own little one where, we've spent the day coloring eggs and then they would go and hide them.
Well, we do. We actually do, our own Easter egg hunt. That's why we're so excited about having the land because eventually, like, it'll be a big Easter egg hunt. Like, there will be so many locations to hide things.
I have a question.
And we don't just do... We don't just do candy. We do like money.
Oh yeah, my mom always gave us a money in the plastic eggs.
But I mean, I told my brother, it was like, if you're gonna do money, like you better like hide those in like areas that we can see because we don't want to leave that out.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't want to leave chocolate out or anything like that because it would be very gross.
It would attract things. Okay, so is there any kind of danger like when you're hiding the Easter eggs and kids are running around looking for them? Are there snakes?
There's tons of snakes. I mean, all the snakes have been out lately. There's an app that I've been using next door, and people are just posting pictures of all kinds of different snakes for identification purposes. And I'm like, I don't feel safe. Like, out in the land, my brother was telling me I need to get some snake boots because they can just pop out and bite you, and then you won't even know. So he was like, you're going to need boots that go up above your knee that are thick, right?
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the jeans that they sell now, like from all your designer brands, they are not thick enough to prevent bramble from like coming through your pants. So we went out there recently and I was playing with the donkey.
Yeah.
That's on the land. And I got snagged hard in the leg. And I was like, these jeans are a piece of shit. Like my brother turned around and he was like, this is why you need some cowgirl jeans and some, I don't know. He's like, you need some chaps, all the things. And I was like, all right, obviously I'm going to have to go like full on cowgirl. And when I do, and we've decided that we're going to post this entire journey like through social media. And guess who's going to be that media manager who's going to be editing and things?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be so wonderful.
Right.
I mean, how exciting is it? I mean, we're just not your typical Texas family, right? But we're about to go on this journey where we're going to make a compound and own some land and just really make it fun. I mean, you're just gonna, like, my brother and I've never worked a tractor before. We're buying a tractor.
Okay.
And so this whole adventure thing, I feel like it's a journey for me to do something that I've always loved. I'm so country. I'm like country down to the core. Like if I could just live on the land with animals and have a southern accent and drink whiskey and take my boots off every day after work. Like I just feel so good. It's so, you know what, I saw a brand yesterday. It's called Western Aloha. And like that's me.
That's you. You're the combo.
And those two words, Western Aloha. And remember I told you that the bell was coming?
Yeah. Oh, little Cheeto.
Cheeto beats. And the bell of the ball is here.
Dogs.
We're all squished.
You're missing a dog. That's 2 out of 3. Oh.
His breath is so rank. I can't even. Oh God, he's gone. He's gone. I was like, whoa. Yeah, it's just so funny. I hope this makes this to the final cut. Anyway, so
I don't know.
what is life without having like random interruptions from little baby dogs? I don't know. My brother, okay. So another thing about the land is really funny. My brother was literally like, none of your dogs can walk alone on the land. Like you're going to have to get an umbrella and walk with them because the hawks, the eagles, the vultures, the cougars, the wild hogs, shoot, your local horse and mule or whatever are going to like beat the crap out of your dogs. And I was like, or eat them.
How has the donkey been okay all this time?
The donkey actually has a lot of defense mechanisms. So the donkey's whole purpose of being on land is just like an alpaca. They defend the land and they defend other animals. So donkeys are really vicious. Like they bite and they kick and they stomp. And they really do protect the land. They will run off other animals.
Okay.
Other animals are very scared of them. So it's just something, you know, I don't know about a mountain lion, you know, but most predators like like coyotes, foxes, stuff like that. They're really afraid of horses and like mules and donkeys. And like horses are mean. Horses can kill you. Like one kick from a horse to the chest can cause your heart to go into an arrhythmia. So, I mean, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I always feel like, okay, you know, I'll be safe if this donkey's like following me around.
Is a donkey lower maintenance than a horse or the same?
Absolutely. They are a lot more low maintenance. I don't feel like they need shoes. They do need like a good hoof polish like here and there, maybe a brush or two, but like they can mostly be wild. My brother told me like if we don't get this donkey with the land, which is like I'm 92% sure that we are. He was like, why don't we get a baby one and then you can raise it and like teach it and it could be like because they're like a dog, right? Like they would follow you. They are vocal, very vocal. When we were out there, the donkey was like hee-hawing. Basically, you know, what you see in a comedy at my brother's truck because it was in the way.
Oh.
Like he like went postal on my brother's truck. Like, you know, like just yelling at it. And I'm like, wow, what's happening? You know, like so angry. And my brother was like, yeah, I think he's pissed off that I'm here. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, if this land has been the donkey's home for a significant amount of time, I can't imagine it being relocated to someplace else. Unless I
think they're pretty like adaptable.
I don't know how attached the humans that are selling the land are attached to this animal. Because if they're like dogs, it must have some kind of relationship with them.
I think the only reason why they got it was literally to protect the land. I don't think there is any like sort of attachment to it. And I think it might actually be bad to move it. So my brother and I don't mind it. What we're going to have to do is not let it free roam because, you know, there's huge piles of poo everywhere. Yeah. We're probably going to corral it and then I'm going to have to like maintain because nobody else wants to maintain it. And I'm like, I will do it. Just get me a big steel barrel.
Yeah.
You light it on fire and then you run.
Why? Wait,
burn the poo.
Oh, okay. You're talking about that. I thought you were talking about for the donkey.
No, I wasn't going to light the donkey on fire. That's
why.
You're so funny.
Okay.
You're so funny,
There's another thing you can do, which I mentioned this to you before, that I had my friend who her family always had large dogs, and around the perimeter of their property, they would dig a hole and they would fill it up with poo as dogs did poo, and then they would cover it back up and they'd dig a new hole next to it till they went all the way around the land.
I mean, that's a possibility, but that seems like a lot of work. But maybe, I mean, we'll have a tractor, we'll have a bulldozer, like we're gonna figure it out. I mean, I would be able to transport it to the perimeter if I wanted to on like we're gonna get those little like either a golf cart or like an all-terrain vehicle, so it could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all new, and this is why we're gonna record it, because we want people to come on this journey with us. I want to, because how many people do you know currently who are buying like a huge plot of land and are just like no experience?
I want a huge plot of land here in Hawaii. That would be fantastic.
Oh my God, that would be like heaven, though.
That would be.
You could make a commune.
It would be so expensive, but you know, on the neighbor islands, it's not impossible. Oahu, it's harder. You know, you're limited to go out to the North Shore or Wailua or something. But I love the Big Island. I think if I bought a large parcel of land, it would definitely be on the Big Island.
Well, you can totally make a commune. A lot of people want to do that now. That seems to be, I saw a joke the other day on Reddit or something, and everybody's like, why is it that every lesbian conversation ends with everybody talking about living in a commune together? And I'm like, I have no idea, but this equal opportunity, like shared responsibility thing sounds so good. So here's my question for you. What would be like a few things that you would contribute to a commune?
Well, I love gardening and I love plants. And I think that if I had a large parcel of land, I would be dedicated to planting fruit-bearing trees and gardening.
Right.
And, you know, I would be doing that.
I think I can attest to everyone listening out there that Mai has a wonderful garden and that she could do those things. So what else would you do? I mean, some people are really good at making grocery lists. Some people are really good at planning out meals for the commune, you know. I saw a video of like a real estate advertisement that somebody showed me recently, and it literally was like, we're selling this property, but this is how we live on it. And it showed like all different types of people living under one roof, and like a lady was at the dinner table with maybe 20 other people breastfeeding, like top off. And I was like, well, it's a free roaming commune. Perfect. And actually it was on the Big Island. So your dreams could come true there.
I have too much family to have other people besides my family. They're growing. My family is expanding too fast.
Well, you know, I think you could totally bring your sister Ty over there. I think that's an opportunity you shouldn't pass up on.
and you would come with your family. They would all be like, wait, you're going to Hawaii?
No, I wouldn't. No. You know what? I really want a second home in Hawaii. So I feel like, no, they would not be coming with me. It would just be me. And me contributing by cooking or fixing things. I also can provide medical aid and, I don't know, just really good company.
Sure. All of those things.
Yeah.
Dog wrangler.
Shell picker. Expertise. Donkey whisperer maybe eventually will be on my, you know, bucket list of things. Not bucket list, but like checklist. Sorry. It will be on my checklist of things that I can provide to a commune, because I just feel like I'd be entertaining too. Like long walks on the beach.
I don't have to worry about
like picking fruit, stealing mangoes from your neighbors.
I don't have to worry about snakes. But we do have some really scary bugs here. Like,
yeah, you do.
We have those centipedes that get so big. They're like snake size. I don't know why they grow that
That's
big.
gross.
But
that's disgusting.
I thank God this one was dead. But I remember doing some yard work at and I lifted this rock, and this snake size centipede. It was fat and it was long. It was dead. It was dead. So we put it into a jar, and my son took it to school. And the teacher asked if she could keep it. And I was like, yeah, I don't want it back. Probably and it was smelly. I'm like, yeah, I definitely don't want that.
Why is it so big?
I don't know.
Why was it smelly?
I don't know.
Remember that one time that the centipede was like right by the washer and dryer on your mom and dad's side?
I know. That one was scary. I was like, why are you in the house?
Yeah. Remember that we went to Ingrid's party and she was like babysitting that house, and there was a centipede at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gross too.
They like
I feel like they're just gross.
They're
funky.
Water, right? So they want water.
But it died.
They are
totally drowned.
I don't know. They can hold their breath for a really long time.
Can they? I didn't even know they could hold their breath. That's like really scary.
So can cockroaches. A lot of bugs actually can hold their breath for a really long time. So you don't know when they're dead.
Ugh, just smash it.
All right, let's go back to fun things like Easter. So,
Okay.
as a grown-up, I've had, since so many people are in lockdown with adult children, adult family members, a few times we have done Easter brunch, and everybody pitches in on cooking. There's usually a lot of mimosas, and when everybody's feeling really good, random people go out and they hide in the plastic eggs, like clues to like, and it becomes like a different game. So you have to find enough Easter eggs with clues in it to go to the next thing. And we would just play these random games. And the more impaired people were, the harder it was. And it was hilarious.
That sounds fun.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Now, can you just elaborate, like, impaired? Like, what does that define as? Like,
it's your mimosa limit and then going beyond it.
Oh, mimosas. Yum. Okay. I don't know. That's funny.
Well, I just think that it's not just for kids, that grown-ups can play Easter egg hunt too. And
yeah,
I you make it like almost like a scavenger
That's more
hunt.
fun than watching the kids do it.
Yeah.
Oh. That takes planning, though.
It does. And if you have the kids hide things, kids can't keep a secret, which is really funny and helpful when you're impaired and you need. So it would be funny to have the kids run the game. You just give them the rules and you assign a child per team or something. And then
a child per team.
Because they'll help you.
I want the smart child. I want the smart child. I want the ambitious child.
But I think it could be
the child that's gonna.
It could be like a fun reverse thing. So the grown-ups can have their party later, kids early in the morning, and then you can, because you're done. You can rest after the kids have had their party. Then you can. Then those mimosas, they start kicking in by then, and then the adults get to say, "Hey, let's use those plastic eggs again."
Yeah. I mean, I feel kind of bad for the plastic eggs. Like, I feel like they get thrown out quite often, so probably need to...
One more use. At least one more use.
One more use. I don't even know. They can... I mean, you could... Technically, you could use them to put, like, lotions in when you're traveling.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they have a hole in them. Do they?
Some do, but not all of them. Most of them are sealed pretty shut because I've put... they're really good for just storing random things.
Yeah, instead of like a Betty Crocker like container in your fridge, and you're like, oh, margarine, spreadable butter, and then you open it and you're like, oh my god, this is leftovers.
No, I've not done that, but I've used it to hold coins, and then instead of carrying like a whole handful of coins, they're contained in the plastic egg, and then you just have a bunch of eggs filled with coins until you're ready to deal with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So,
a lot of holidays. These are religious holidays. Did you know that Hawaii is really religious?
No, I did not.
We have so many churches here. We have, there's several in a row. Famously, on the Pali Highway near Kailua, there's probably about 7 or 8 of them in a row, all different denominations. But we have, I think the entire state is pretty much everybody's into a religion.
Hawaii's always been like an interesting melting pot, though.
It is why I think that we have no gambling here. We don't have the fun things, no lottery. And I am not sure if cannabis is going to be legalized unless it goes federally legalized. I mean, we have medical marijuana, but we don't have...
it's not the same.
Not the same. And I think that's
right.
That is kind of what we need to offset the harder drugs that people that I don't know how it happens, but there's a big meth problem here.
Yes.
And I think that if there were legalized cannabis, people would come off the harder drugs and we wouldn't have the insane, mental illness that comes from long-term meth use. That's kind of proliferate. I can't say the word. There's just a lot of
Prolific?
it. Prolific? I don't know. Last episode, I said supermarkets because I talked too fast. And it just made me laugh every time I heard it. But anyway, I just wish that we had the legal cannabis. I wish it was legalized federally, and people could just be a lot calmer.
Well, I think that a lot of it has to do with how does the state and government profit off of it as well. Like we got to be honest, right? Like the state government, federal government, local government, whatever, they always want to profit off of it somehow. They tax the crap they're still figuring that out
of it. And they're doing it. They've successfully done it in California, in so many other states. They tax the crap out of it. And it's...
Well, I think also a lot of people...
popular.
A lot of people don't know that there's like a sin tax. So in some of the states that don't have sales tax, there's a sin tax, which like taxes all your things that are not.
So alcohol.
Are not so.
Tobacco.
Alcohol, I actually, yep. And I think one state even taxed like birth control methods for men. So
condoms, really?
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, well, that's new. But I think they argued that was like not fair because women are not taxed on birth control. But I mean,
that's not.
I mean, if you really want to get weird with it, maybe. Well, anyway, either way, there's a sin tax out there. All taxes are sinful.
They are all sinful. And then I really don't like Hawaii residents. You know, we're struggling enough to be taxed twice or 3 times for just everything. It's exhausting. I just filed my taxes. I wish it was more exciting. I really wish taxes were more fun to do.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to do it? But it's always a good feeling when you get a return.
It is good to get a return on your own money that they were borrowing. Come on.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how much I paid in taxes last year, so I'm not even going to go there. But, you know, all is well in the neighborhood. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just happy to have this weekend off a little bit and kind of chill with my family. I haven't been on a paddleboard in a while, so I actually have like a paddleboarding trip coming up. And then I found there's like an actual man-made lake in 2 areas, in the Woodlands and in Cypress, that you can actually launch paddleboards in, and it's okay. And I'm like,
wait,
I think I have a new
hobby. Where is that? Woodlands and Cypress.
So Woodlands is like an hour and a half north. It's North Houston.
Okay.
And then Cypress is north of Katy, like northwest side.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some really big lakes that free access. The only thing is like the parking, but I mean, it's still free access to a big lake.
Are there alligators in these lakes?
Probably. Yeah, no doubt. But I see people kayaking and things. And I mean, if there's more people in the water, there's more to choose from. So I feel like, you know, maybe just stay in between dark and light meat and not be like really delectable when I'm on the water. I'll just look less. I'll just look cumbersome.
Are alligators, like, do they act the same as sharks do? Like, they'll just let you go?
They're pretty aggressive. Sometimes they'll let you go, but sometimes they're very aggressive, and it depends on like what you're doing, right? Like I wouldn't fall in. I think they would be intimidated by the size of a paddleboard or a canoe or a kayak. But I mean, if they're hungry, they're going to take a bite out of you. So yeah, but you're probably more likely to get attacked by an alligator than you are by a shark.
Yeah, I think sharks, I mean, I've seen them so many times, and they just curious. They look at you and then they go away. They don't really make contact.
Yeah, I mean, if you're lucky, you know, they do that. But I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So
yeah, there's just
we just try to stay away.
Just try to give them their space, and you keep your space. I guess the same with the alligators and snakes.
Yeah,
all
of the above. So scary. Any kind of big ass predator, I would just stay away from. Be like, nah, I'm good. No need. Stay over there. I'll stay over here. But really, what Houston is trying to do is they're not only trying to like gentrify like actual Houston. They're trying to make all these surrounding cities like it looks like a big circle, right? They're trying to make every one of them like a hub. So you have every kind of restaurant, you have every kind of like commodity or, you know, whatever type of things that you need, you'll have it in that area. So you're not having to like
Commute.
travel to the city anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's also a traffic control thing. But I mean, everybody wants to go to Chinatown, so it's always busy down there. But it's interesting. Like, it's like you live in Houston, but not really. Because if you live in Cypress, the Woodlands, Friendswood, Galveston, Katy, there's so many different cities within cities.
Yeah.
You're really part of Houston, but you're not.
Where is that beautiful lake that I asked you about, the one you were going to go visit? Where? Austin.
Lake Travis is 2 hours from Houston, pretty much. And I think that's like sort of a really nice place that could probably be mistaken for a beach because the water's very clear. There's a little bit of wake from the boats that are in there, but it's just beautiful. It's very flat.
And is that part of that park, that one that had like the grotto and the waterfall that you had to...
I think it is part of... No, I don't remember if it's part of Barton Springs or if that's Lady Bird Lake. I'm not actually sure because I only go there. I don't know where it all connects somehow, right? Yeah. Water always connects to water somehow. But yeah.
It looks
Lake
so
Travis
pretty.
is nice. There's like this park called the Oasis. It's like a really famous restaurant. It's 5 stories high. Mm-hmm. I think it can pack in like thousands and thousands of people like a night. It's very, very great. But in the summertime, if you're sitting there, you are directly in the sun until it goes down and it is hot.
Oh, okay.
Hot.
Okay.
Like, I think Austin, one time it was like 120 in heat index. And I was like, I'm dying. Like, everything hurts. Like, you don't want to touch anything because it's too hot, right? And then you go into the air conditioning, don't feel like air conditioning because everybody's sucking all the coldness out of the air. And I'm like, I'm dying still.
Yeah. So, I had an experience.
They do have a fantastic bubble machine.
In Las Vegas, where we went back to our car in the middle of the day. We were there in July, and I couldn't even touch the steering wheel. I was like, oh my goodness, we needed like oven mitts.
Like a towel. Yeah, like a towel or something to cover it. Yeah. That happens a lot. Like, I'm worried about the summers here because it gets so hot. I actually got like a cover to cover my car because I don't want it to get sun damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. Life's rough. Life's rough. But my brother was saying like something about the earth like tilting on its axis a little bit more. So Texas is actually kind of getting like resituated to where it's colder.
Oh, okay.
Which is maybe true because right now, I mean, tomorrow morning is going to be 60 degrees. And I'm like, I think a cold front went through, but we're still getting cold fronts in April. Like, that's pretty intense. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's not, we have blue skies here. I mean, we're at the end of March. We should be in our summer weather very soon. But Hawaii traditionally will rain through May, till May. But our rainy season doesn't usually start until, I want to say January, end of December, January. So once it hits sun, it's like summer weather through December. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm tired of being cold.
Yeah. It's hard for you guys over there because if it gets like any lower than 70, you guys are in your Uggs and your fur coats and boots with the fur and, I don't know if you guys have these commercials there, but they're the new Kroger commercials.
No.
And they use that song in their commercials and it's hilarious because my mom is so all about this commercial and she's like, oh my God, it's so cute. And I'm like, this is a rap song about like girls in a club and they're still using it. It's just funny the way the cartoons dance. I really think that one day you're going to have to watch it because it's funny.
Okay.
It's just so funny.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. We don't have a Kroger's here.
All right.
It's a supermarket, right?
Yeah, it's a supermarket, but it's tied to something. Like,
is it like Safeway? Safeway.
I'm trying to see. I forgot what it's tied to.
Because I think
Ralph's, Fred Meyer, Harris Teeter, Tom Thumb.
Okay, I think Ralph's is different because I know that Safeway and Albertsons are connected. I think
that's true.
And Ralph's was a different store, but also a grocery store.
Food for less. Yeah, I don't think you have any Kroger's over there in Hawaii.
No, we have Safeway.
Man, if I owned a Safeway in Hawaii, I'd be like knocking it out. No, a Whole Foods in Hawaii. How's that Whole Foods in Kailua anyway?
Oh, Whole Foods is gorgeous always. But I think since Whole Foods is now owned by Amazon, we are definitely getting an Amazon kind of center, like those centers where you can just go pick up your things instead of it or return things easily. I think we're getting one of those, like a service center.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys need one of those, I'm sure. I'm sure people order stuff and then have regrets or like things don't fit right.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that they're probably going to have to end up investing in or whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
it's pretty easy though here. I take stuff and then I just return it and then they just take it. But one of the funny things is, okay, so
is this about the webcams? The 5 of them?
No. Well, the like 5 webcams that I went through, but it was my dad ordered some underwear.
Oh.
And he tried one on and he didn't like them. So I had to return them. Right? So I stuck them in an envelope because I'm trying to be nice, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is like stuff you try on, right? Amazon has a return policy and it was an Amazon brand. So I bring it to the UPS and the guy's like, oh, you don't have to wrap it. And I go, sir, you're going to want these in an envelope because you're not going to want to touch them. And he's like, why? And I go, this was an underwear try on for my dad. And he was like, oh, no. Yeah. So there you go. So I want to end on a happy note. So happy Aloha Friday, everyone. It's Pau Hana. Enjoy your long weekend. Check us out at mytaisatsunset.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the places where you find like your great, fun, interesting podcasts. And thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. We hope to grow and we hope to get better. And every day is a special day. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy Easter weekend. And until we meet again, ahui ho.